My name is Julie Pinchin and I am the Wellbeing and Engagement Worker for Signpost. In my role, I give carers information, guidance, emotional support to help them in their caring role. That could be signposting them to the relevant agencies, referring them onto services, again, to support them in the caring role. By taking that first initial call from a carer, I think a big part of our roles is listening to what their needs are and giving them the relevant information. From there, finding out what their issues are, knowing what's in the community, in services and agencies, and like I say, signposting them to those agencies, and a lot of the time referring them on their behalf, which helps the carer. I think I'm very lucky because I've got a job, and it's because of my experiences, working here for 15 years and meeting lots of people, and the knowledge you can pass on to a carer. You can see how it helps them, and what you're doing is that you're building up a relationship with that person, which is very important, because they may not always, they might just be at the beginning of their caring role, and I think if you gain their confidence, they'll come back to you if needed. It may not be needed, but and I find that. And they do come back, and I find that very rewarding. Also, part of my role is the wellbeing and engagement. The wellbeing is the whole package, I see it as, but the engagement is a lot now. Carers, well, not now, it's always been the case, is they become socially isolated because they're stuck at home caring for that person, or they've lost track with friends and not able to work. So part of my role is to engage them with activities, groups, whatever they want or want to do, and part of my role is to engage them with those activities. If you know what their interests are, you get to know them on a personal level to a certain extent, and they say, well, for example, I used to love, I love knitting. A lot of the ladies like the knitting, so she said, I just love to go to a group, quite local. I don't know what's out there, so I usually. A lot of the time I do know a lot of things top of my head, but I'll leave it with me. I'll go and research what's out there and I'll come back to you. I find out what the group is. They could come back to me and say, I'd love it, but I've lost my confidence. I've not been to a group for a long time. I don't know what to do. So on that first occasion, I might go with them. Not all the time, it's just that initial introduction, and that opens a different world for them, talking to other people. And that could apply to carers groups as well, introducing carers to other carers groups, because peer support is very important.